Hello and welcome to the very first episode of The Art of, a space where we learn, share, and grow together in self-development and mental well-being. I am Elizabeth, and I am so grateful that you chose to press play today. This podcast is all about breaking down the big, overwhelming parts of life into small, manageable, everyday lessons. Because let's be honest, life itself is an art. And every skill we learn, whether it's managing stress, finding gratitude, or even just taking care of ourselves, can be practiced like an art form. Today, we begin with something that may sound very simple, but has the power to change everything: the art of starting small. Now, you might be listening while walking, cooking, driving, or just lying in bed. Wherever you are, I want you to think about one thing. What is something in your life that you want to start, but you keep putting off? Just hold that thought as we go through today's episode. Because by the end, I hope you will not only feel encouraged to start, but also equipped to start small. Let me share something personal. A few years ago, I had this long list of things I wanted to do. I wanted to eat healthier, exercise, read more books, maybe even start a side project. And like many people, I told myself, Monday will be the day. Monday, I will wake up early, go for a run, drink green smoothies, read a chapter of a book, meditate, and still have energy to work. Well, Monday came. The alarm rang at 5 a.m. I opened my eyes, stared at the ceiling, and said to myself, maybe next Monday. Does that sound familiar? The truth is, I had set myself up to fail. Not because the goals were bad, but because they were too big to start all at once. I wanted to climb the mountain in one leap instead of taking the first step. Then something shifted. Instead of trying to run 5 kilometers, I just told myself, today I will take a 10-minute walk. That was it. No pressure. And you know what? I actually did it. That small walk became 2 walks, then 3. Some days I still did not feel like it, but the habit was already lighter, easier, less intimidating. And slowly, my lifestyle started to change. That experience taught me something powerful. Small steps are not weak. They are the foundation of real change. Now, why is it so hard for us to start? Why do we put things off, even things we really want? Here are some reasons you might relate to. Perfectionism. We want to do it perfectly or not at all. If I cannot write 5 pages today, why even write 1 paragraph? Overwhelm. We look at the big picture and it feels too heavy. I want to lose weight, but that means months of work. I do not even know where to start. Fear. We are afraid to fail, to look silly, or to disappoint ourselves again. Comparison. We look at others who are ahead and think we will never catch up. If you feel this way, you are not lazy and you are not broken. You are simply human. We all face this wall at the beginning. And the way through that wall, it is not to break it down in one hit. It is to chip away at it with small, consistent actions. The power of small steps. Let's break it down into 4 truths. Small steps build trust. When you start small, you prove to yourself that you can actually do it. Think of it like keeping a promise to yourself. If you tell yourself you will write 1 page and you do, you begin to trust yourself again. Trust is built little by little. Small steps create momentum. Imagine trying to push a heavy car. At first, it feels impossible. But once the wheels start rolling, it gets easier to keep pushing. That is what momentum feels like. One small win makes the next one lighter. Small steps reduce fear. Big things feel scary because they feel unfamiliar. Speaking in front of 1,000 people, terrifying. Practicing in front of your mirror for 2 minutes, doable. Fear shrinks when you shrink the task. Small steps add up. Think about this. If you read just 2 pages a day, in a year you will have read over 700 pages. That is at least 2 to 3 books. If you save just $1 a day, in a year you will have saved $365. Small things compound. They grow while you are not even noticing. I remember talking to a friend who wanted to start journaling. She bought this beautiful notebook, colorful pens, and told herself she would write 1 full page every night. It lasted maybe 3 days. Then life got busy. Later, she tried something different. She decided to write just 1 sentence each night. Sometimes it was, "Today was hard." Sometimes it was, "I am grateful for my mom." And guess what? That habit stuck because it was small enough to fit into her real life. Over time, she wrote more, not because she forced herself, but because she actually wanted to. The notebook filled up slowly, and so did her sense of peace. That is the art of starting small. It does not demand that you change overnight. It just invites you to begin. Pick one thing: your health, your mindset, your studies, or your habits. Make it tiny. If you want to exercise, start with 5 minutes. If you want to meditate, start with 2 minutes. If you want to save money, start with 1 coin. Link it to something you already do. For example, after brushing your teeth, do 5 squats. After pouring your morning coffee, write 1 sentence of gratitude. Celebrate the win. Even if it feels silly, acknowledge yourself. Small wins deserve recognition because they build momentum. Stay consistent, not perfect. Missing 1 day is not failure. What matters is coming back the next day. Reflection questions. Now I want to invite you to reflect. What is one big dream you keep postponing? What is the tiniest, simplest step you could take toward it this week? How would your life look a year from now if you just kept repeating that 1 step? Take a moment, even pause this episode if you want, and really think about your answer. That is life. That is goals. That is growth. So, if you are listening to this and thinking about starting a new habit, a project, or even just a shift in how you think about yourself, do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait until you feel ready. Begin now. Begin small. Because greatness is never built overnight. It is built in quiet, ordinary, daily steps. That is the art of starting small. Thank you for being here with me on the very first episode of The Art of. If this episode spoke to you, I invite you to carry it with you into your week. Try one small thing today and see how it changes your tomorrow. I cannot wait to see you in the next episode. Until then, take care, and remember, the smallest step can lead to the biggest change.